Hello everybody, it's Mimberly and welcome back to another video. We are carrying on with the world underneath today. I forget what this one's actually called. European Roamer is what this one's called. So, chapter 1. Scientific observation log. I'm not actually too sure who this one's related to, so we're going to find out. Excavation site, Northern Forest of Lincoln City. Recorder, Shaylin. Survey date, unknown of 2034. The weather, clear. Excavation process and key findings. Major discovery. This record may serve as a crucial reference material. If I ultimately fail to escape from here, I implore whoever finds this journal to deliver it to the Evil Special Task Force. Assistance note. The date entry is illegible due to water damage. The notebook primarily contains cursive writing and shorthand symbols, suggesting Professor Shaylin recorded these notes in haste. After careful analysis, I've compiled the following summary of the journal's contents. Wanderer Report. 3 p.m., Northern Forest of Lincoln City. High risk level, animal type wonder, cheetah-like. Observation log. I am currently in a space beyond ordinary human comprehension, described as follows. 1. Ruins of what remains to be an unknown civilization remains. Could this be related to Lemuria? 2. Tree branches growing wild through rock crevices. Chapter 3, or part 3, sorry. An unidentified celestial body hovering in the near sky, seemingly within reach like a massive moon. Oh, okay. This might not be Lemuria then. Maybe, what's the bloody city called? The one related to Xavier. Notes. During combat, just as I was about to deliver the final blow to the Wanderer, it vanished into a crack that appeared out of nowhere. My forward momentum carried me through, and a mysterious gravity vortex pulled me into the massive fissure. After the intense vertigo subsided, a mysterious alternate dimension materialized before my eyes. For a moment, I thought I was hallucinating, or had crossed into the afterlife, or perhaps even jumped to some unknown timeline. But before I could process these thoughts, the Wanderer suddenly appeared behind me with a deafening roar. It doesn't matter what this place was, I had to eliminate it quickly. Fortunately, my Evo remained functional in this alternate space. Using what was at hand, I grabbed some stones from the ground and hurled them with all my might. Under the successful impact, its body gradually transformed into particles rapidly dissipating into the air. Assistance note. Professor Shaylin's Evo involves physical enhancement, allowing instantaneous amplification of her strength. She is one of the rare I can never pronounce this word correctly. Whatever that word says, in Lincoln's academic community capable of conducting solo missions. In the real world, Wanderers always escape through risks just before defeat, reappearing seconds later as if immortal. But this time, it seemed to truly vanish. Did I finally eliminate it? Unfortunately, I had no further time for further explanation of the alternate space. Almost immediately after the Wanderer's complete defeat, the rift pulled me back to the real world, right to the same forest where I had lost consciousness. Well, what exactly was all of this? Outstanding questions. 1. How does the alternate space manifest spontaneously? 2. Its relationship with the Wanderers. 3. Why does physical time there synchronize with real-world time? 4. What serves as the key for free access to this space? And 5. Can there be alternate space be utilized for permanent Wanderer elimination? Chapter 2. New Theory. Excavation site, Protoglacier number 4. Recorder, Shaylin. Survey date, unknown of the 1st of 2034. So this could be either the first day of a month or the month, because in the UK we do the day, the month, then the year, but I know in like America and other countries they do like month, day, then year. So I'm not too sure about that. I'm going to assume no for the sake of it. I'm going to assume that it's the day. Overcast is the weather. Excavation process and key findings. Wanderer report. 3 a.m. Ice valley between polar mountain ranges. Extreme risk level. Humanoid-like type Wanderer. Non-sentient. As anticipated, the alternate space appeared again. Mission objectives. The primary mission is to explore the geographical environment of the alternate space. To this end, I've bought Protofield monitors, hazardous life form detectors, and essential survival supplies to investigate the human viability in this space. Based on previous experience, the alternate space will close after the Wanderer's complete dissipation, and the rift will return outsiders to the real world. This humanoid-type Wanderer appears in the mountain depths. The immediate priority is to avoid it and maximize exploration opportunities. Assistant's note. The handwriting in this entry is notably steady, suggesting Professor Shaylan wrote this in a relatively secure condition. Breakthrough discovery. Everything in the alternate space exists as physical matter, not as an illusion. I tested this by drinking from a mountain spring and sampling wild fruit from trees. Remarkably, both proved consumable. The resulting sensation of sedition is undeniably real. Assistant's note. Water damage has destroyed parts of this page. Only portions of the notes remain legible. I've developed a new hypothesis. Field experience indicates that the physical dimensions of explored alternate spaces correlate with the different species and specifications of wanderers. This humanoid-type wanderer proves far more dangerous than the previous animal type, and its escape route led to an alternate space vastly larger than any I've ever studied before. I believe there is a positive correlation between the size of the planetary protofields spaces and the wanderer's power levels. To gather supporting data, I've used my equipment to record comprehensive measurements of the entire geographical environment. Notes. I carry this work journal everywhere, sometimes treating it more like a personal diary. Should any colleagues accidentally stumble upon my occasional ramblings, please exercise a selective oversight. For instance, as I write this final entry, I'm sitting alone in a clearing of the ice valley below the mountain's main peak. The frigid mountains winds strike my face, bringing unprecedented clarity to my thoughts. I can't help but contemplate some mystifying questions. If wanderers can escape into Protofields, could it be that their victims aren't truly dead, but have escaped to some place that we've yet to discover? Perhaps one day I'll find them. Outstanding issues. Must initiate new research expedition immediately. I can't wait any longer. Assistant's notes. The notes end here. According to existing documentation, Professor Shaylan reached the following conclusion in the subsequent research report. Wanderers in reality escape to an alternate space when near defeat. Pursuers can follow through these rifts to eliminate them permanently. As the first discoverer, Professor Shaylan termed his alternate space Protofield. Chapter 3. Oh god, nearly knocking over my stuff on my desk. Chaos and Rebirth. Excavation site, Protofield number 1012. Recorder, Shaylan. Survey date, unknown 6, that's again definitely the day then. And then 2003, or 203 blank, so we don't know what year this is. Weather, cloudy. Assistant's note, the date entry shows signs of modification. Upon examination, it appears to be the date of the Chrono Rift catastrophe. Oh, shit. The handwriting is extremely erratic, suggesting Professor Shaylan wrote this in a highly disoriented state, possibly causing temporal confusion. Excavation process and key findings. Wanderer report. 1 p.m. Desert region. Possible intelligentsia type wanderer detected. Unconfirmed. Observation log. New protofield discovered with the following characteristics. 1. Habitable climate with abundant geological resources. 2. Infrastructure remarkably similar to real-world settlements. 3. Vast expanse extending beyond visible limits, suggesting massive spatial dimensions. 4. Signs of previous habitation, evidence of past occupancy. Assistant's note. Multiple black lines were drawn under the 4th observation point for emphasis. This suggests that Professor Shaylan was experiencing significant emotional turmoil at the time. Experimental plan. I've decided to conduct a new experiment within this protofield. Previously explored Protofields would automatically close after a certain time period following a Wanderer's elimination, like some predetermined system protocol, with the rift forcibly returning any entrance to reality. But this time I've waited an entire day without being expelled. This place must be special. Even now, I maintain my belief to those who appeared to be killed by Wanderers might still be alive, waiting eternally to be found in some Protofield. Assistant's note. The experiment purpose section has been torn out cleanly, with even fold lines suggesting deliberate removal by Professor Shaylan rather than external damage. Experiment log. Experiment duration, 1 month. Brought supplies, barely sustained basic needs. During this period, I actually took up residence in Protofield 1012. My cushion keeps messing up. More specifically, I established a campsite using a portable tent and began living here. Using primitive resources available in the space, such as stones and fallen timber, I managed to create fires for cooking, maintaining basic living conditions. The research equipment was extremely heavy, but thanks to my Evo, I could carry it for ongoing material analysis. The Protofield's energy signature differs completely from Earth's, showing striking similarities to Wanderer energy patterns instead. Could the Wanderer's interference be affecting my readings? Is this why I can't find them? I can't determine who left signs of habitation. The experiment continues, but I'm running out of medication. The hallucinations have begun. Assistant's note. The next 2 paragraphs are clearly indecipherable, with words intertwined like a mixture of reading of drawings and code. Initial analysis suggests one line reads, "Science can resurrect the dead." However, this requires verification from handwriting experts. The writing becomes progressively clearer afterwards, suggesting Professor Shaylan regained lucidity. I've dreamed of Chadwick and Queenie again. They've refused to visit my dreams for so long. Perhaps they're still angry I couldn't get home earlier that day. They were just as they always were. Chadwick cooking in the kitchen, Queenie doing her math homework in the living room. She should be learning multiplication and division now. It was supposed to be my turn to pick up Queenie from school that day, but work needed overtime, and I couldn't make it. That senseless catastrophe destroyed everyone's lives. Lincoln City's transportation system had completely collapsed. I rushed back as fast as I could, but they were gone. The neighbors told me they vanished along with the Wanderer. I searched for so long, but never found them. But now there's hope. Outstanding issues. This attempt has failed as well, but I won't give up. Assistant's note. The following page has been torn out, suggesting initial unfinished content. However, according to information provided by the Institute, Professor Shaylan was ultimately returned back to reality by the rift. Huh. Okay, so she's investigating the Protofields. And there's multiple different types of ones depending on the Wanderer. And she's looking for 2 people that she lost during the Chrono Rift catastrophe. I think I'm understanding that correctly. Please let me know if I'm misinterpreting. But final chapter, chapter 4, Beyond Solution. It's a much shorter one than the other ones. Excavation sites, Lincoln City Streets. Recorder, Shaylan. The 1st of unknown 2036. Weather, Claire. Excavation process and key findings. After the last research expedition, my condition deteriorated. For a long time, I lacked the strength to embark on new journeys. Years of intensive work had finally taken their toll, leaving me weaker than ever before. After discovering my regular medication use, the Institute suggested I take a leave of absence. I accepted everything. Gradually, even the medication stopped helping me sleep, and my lucid moments grew rare. I spent most days in a fog. The Institute has given up on me, and so has my intellect. I have nothing left. Yet, I still believe in what I believe. I'm just waiting for the right moment. Assistant's note. Professor Shaylan's tone suggests shifts notably in the latter half of the century. Perhaps she was hoping someone would discover this journal. I will faithfully document all of her explorations. When my consciousness grows hazy, I often treat this work journal as a diary, leaving behind scattered, incoherent sentences. Upon waking, I found I had filled an entire title page with the same sentence. That night I had apparently written the same question over and over. Has science abandoned me too? I thought this question would remain forever unanswered, yet the response came surprisingly soon. What I'm about to tell you might sound like drunken ramblings, but please believe me, I'm more lucid now than I've ever been. Last night, walking home alone, my strength failed me. Dizzy and disoriented, I had to rest on a street bench. My arm began to itch, and upon closer investigation, I found a wanderer the length of my index finger. It was small as a beetle, utterly unthreatening. At first I dismissed it, casually brushing it aside. But as it fled in panic, a rift hidden behind it materialized before my eyes. It was actually a wanderer. I could hardly believe what I was seeing. Just like my first time entering a protofield, I stared, transfixed, extended my index finger towards the fist-sized vortex of chaotic energy. This seed-sized wanderer opened a true doorway for me, and as I was pulled into the protofield, I found myself instantly transported to the infinite cosmos. All of existence dwelled within that tiny rift, like glimpsing an ocean within a single droplet of water. Before I could process it all, I felt a gentle touch on the back of my hand. Philos, that's what Xavier's world was called. I forgot. Sorry, it's only just come back to me. When I returned around, there was Chadwick, unchanged, as if time had frozen around him. Let's go. Queenie got out of school early today. She's waiting for us at home, I heard him say with a smile. Outstanding issues. Now we can return to the universe together. I'm sorry I kept you waiting for so long. Assistant's note. Here, Professor Shaylin's work ends abruptly with her personal effects found abandoned on a remote mountainside. Too many questions remain unanswered. For instance, if these events truly occurred, Professor Shaylin should now be residing in the mysterious protofield she described. So when did she write this entry? If it was merely a delusion brought on by her discontinued medication, then no one can explain how her backpack travelled overnight from the streets of Lincoln City to mountains hundreds of miles away, nor where she herself has gone. From that day forward, no one has ever seen her again. Appendix from Professor Shaylin's assistant. Personal profile of Professor Shaylin. Shaylin, from 1997 to 2036, research fellow at the Lincoln Archaeological Society from 2019 to 2034. She joined the Deepspace Academy in 2034, where she introduced the groundbreaking academic concept of protofields. That same year, she joined Lincoln Academy of Sciences and continued her field research on protofields. Mysteriously disappeared in early 2036 without a trace. The Deepspace Academy has awarded Professor Shaylin in its Lifetime Achievement Honor Award. We will never forget her contributions, and may she reunite with her family among the stars. Huh. So Shaylin was a professor, just for like recounting what I've clocked in here. So Shaylin was a professor who was investigating and conducting research on protofields, and she's found that every single protofield is different depending on the wanderer's strength levels. And through one of those protofields, she was reunited with Chadwick and Queenie, who were members of her family. I wonder, has Shaylin ever been mentioned in the main story? I don't know why. The name seems to ring a bell. I don't know if I'm just being delusional, but I swear I've seen the name Shaylin before. Interesting. Anyway, well, that was another World Underneath chapter. I hope you enjoyed listening to me read it or watch me read it. I need to catch up on these, like, seriously, because I feel like sometimes I'm playing something and, like, references are not clicking in for me because I haven't obviously fully caught up with them. So I will get more out over the next couple of weeks, but I've been really enjoying these. Hopefully we can catch up, and then every time we get something new I can drop it straight away. But the problem is that you read these and your mind starts spinning, and then when my brain starts spinning I don't retain information because I'm already a dum-dum and I forget the stupidest shit. So we will catch up on these one day, I believe. If I haven't caught up with this by the end of 2026, I have problems.